Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the All About Favorite channel. I'm your host, Pastor KZ. Y'all, with the eyewear, by Friday, I want you to pick each piece of eyewear that you like and label them 1 through 5, which ones you like the best. On Friday, at the end of the week, take all of the eyewear that I've worn and pick out the ones you like the best. I'm narrowing it down for the line all this week. Also, I'm wearing rivalries in the state of Florida. It's college football season, y'all, coming up Saturday. And yesterday I started off with FAMU. Today, Bethune-Cookman University Wildcats. One of their rivalry game is usually held the week before Thanksgiving. So go Wildcats. Y'all, the topics this week is relationship material. I base all of the topics on your emails and the things you asked me to discuss. I am in no way no guru. Let me make that disclaimer. I'm no guru. I'm not no relationship expert. Actually, I'm just sprinkling in a few of my opinions and just helping you along the way. If you want to take some of the things I say and use, great. Now, I gave you an assignment last night, and the assignment was to write down exactly what you're bringing to the relationship. Now, let me just throw some information out there that some of you have already stated in your email. Your cooking skills, your emotional intelligence, your romantic skills, good budgeting skills, good bedroom skills. Those are just a few that came up over and over in the emails. Now, let me ask a quick question. Ladies, have you read Stormy Omarton's book, The Power of a Praying Woman? If you have not, please pick that up and start reading. And no, Stormy didn't give me an envelope. I'm not on her payroll. I just like the book, okay? And she did a good job with it. Now, I'm not sure what you really mean by bringing something to the table. I'm going through this step by step to get some clarification on exactly what you're talking about, because some of you are so broad in what you want and you state what you need someone to bring to the table, but you never really say specific things you want. Now, before embarking on a new relationship, whether it's in romantic relationship, whether it's a business relationship, it is essential that you know the person you're getting in partnership with, or have some knowledge of this person's goals, ambitions, morals, family dynamics. It's important that you learn certain things right off the bat or as you're going along with this person. A lot of people say, well, I don't tell people my business when I first meet them. I got to ease in and get to know them. I agree with that. You don't spill your guts on day one of the date. That's a concept, dating, because a lot of people are not really sure of how to even date. They go out a couple of times, meet up a couple of times, hook up a couple of times, and suddenly somebody's moving in, boom, bam, they're in a relationship. That is why those things are falling. You're not taking the time to get to know each other, get to know each other's families. Because sometimes you don't even get to a quote-unquote relationship stage if you take the time to get to know certain things about a person. Just keep that in mind. Also, it's important for you to understand what you are seeking from that relationship, what you want, as I stated yesterday, and what you have to offer. You have to have clear boundaries of what you will or what you will not tolerate as well. And you must know if you and the partner you choose have the same values, where when you were raised the same way, both of you came from two-parent homes, you both knew your grandparents. Core things like that is very important. Did this person come from a single-parent home? There are certain ways that a person is raised or reared, if you will, that will dictate and determine a lot about their personality as you get to know them and as you continue in relationship with them. Certain things I hear people say, oh, they changed. No, perhaps they didn't change. Maybe you didn't take the time to learn that about that person before you just jumped in a full-blown relationship with them. Some of you say, oh, they wasn't like this when I met them. They was always, they looked good whenever we went out and stuff like that. Yeah, but you never got invited inside their home. The reason you didn't know she didn't clean up and had clothes strewn over the place because you didn't take the time to get to know her. She never invited you inside the house, so you couldn't have known if she was a good housekeeper or not. So you can't just now say, oh, she changed, when you never knew that about her. Ladies, you cannot say he changed when you met him. Yeah, he was flashing money and spending a little money on you, but now that you're saying, well, he won't work. Maybe he was not employed when you met him. Maybe he was just a dude that hustled a little bit, make enough money to keep in his pocket, to go on a few dates, keep gas in his car, and that's it. So maybe he was looking at you for stability. Y'all know there are some men look for women who have stability because that means that's less they have to do. I don't hear nobody saying nothing. So with being relationship materials and bringing stuff to the table, you've got to know something about this person. There's a concept called learning some things about a person before you get into the I do's. Do this person you're thinking about marrying or living with, do this person have good budgeting skills? Do they know how to manage money? Is this person able to understand the concept of raising children? Do they even want children? How many children does he have, ladies, that you're willing to take? I've heard some young ladies who have no children yet, and they're out here picking up these men with 3, 4, 5, 6 baby mamas, and she don't have any children. None. I worked with a young lady once, and everybody tried to warn this young lady, girl, he got 9 children. You don't have any. He's not going to be excited when you get pregnant. He's done this 9 times already, girl. This is not his first time to the rodeo. She went ahead and married him and still said the day of the wedding, her gut feeling said to walk away from that. She did, got into that marriage. 2 months later, it was nothing but fighting, arguing, not getting along, because guess what? Every single Friday, Saturday through Sunday, 1, if not all 9 of his children was camped out over to her house because he had to get his visitation. I'm just saying, those are things to think about before you get yoked up with a person. You need to know this, ladies. Ask him directly, how many children do you have? And if he start rambling, oh, I got 3, 4, 5. Wait, which one is it? 3, 4, or 5 or more? Give me a number. Or if he's not being transparent that he even have children, that's a red flag. Remember yesterday, part of your homework was to write down red flags and no-goes or deal breakers. Now, some of you men might have a child or 2 or might not have any children. And you see this nice young lady, nice looking young lady, because you haven't even had a conversation with her, and you get yoked up with her, start hanging out with her, and you don't even know how many children she has, or does she want children? Have you all discussed what your future plans are? Now, you've been going out 3, 4, 5 months now, hooking up and spending time together. Now someone comes up with the brilliant idea, why don't we just move in together and pool all of our money? Okay, somebody might be agreeable to that, but pooling your money involves knowing that you have a source of income. Now, some of you people are hooking up with each other and don't have a means to pay your own way. Some of you have expectations of a relationship, and you don't even know what's going on before you make that commitment. A relationship of any sort is a commitment. You're making a commitment. And also, some of you ladies saying you're looking for stability. What kind of stability are you looking for? Because you need to be able to provide for yourself, whether you're in a relationship or not. That goes both ways. Now, I want you to think about some things. Some relationship experts say a woman should bring something to the table, although no real man of substance should ever ask her that. Y'all hear that? Relationship experts say women should have something that they bring to the table, but a man should never ask you that. When you find these men, the first question they ask after they ask your name is what you bring to the table for me. Really, dude? Her actions, her conversations and her demeanor will answer that question. The way she acts, you will know what a man will know what a woman brings to the table just by the way she acts, the way she carries herself. So you don't have to ask a woman that. Okay, so you're wondering as a woman, you're thinking, Pastor KZ, what do you think a woman should bring to the table? Well, since you asked me, thank you for asking. And remember, I am not a guru of relationships and I am not taking sides. This is a full disclaimer. I am just giving my opinion here. No expert opinions. So I think, let's say, I think a woman should bring self-respect to the table. I think a woman should bring self-love. I think she should be emotionally stable. So emotional stability is something a woman should bring. Spiritual growth should be something she bring. First and foremost, I have this question to ask back to you. How can you love someone else when you don't know how to love yourself? You've got to have self-love. You've got to know yourself, people. That is what I think a woman, are we talking about women? The question came from women. What do I think women should bring to the table? Self-love, self-respect. You got to respect yourself. If you don't, you're going to let people be doing all kind of stuff to you. You're going to accept someone walking all over you. You're going to accept someone just being a narcissist in the relationship and gaslighting you. So you got to respect yourself. You've got to have a line. There's some things you will do and some things you just will not do for love or for money. I believe a woman should bring to the table a level of grace, a level of class. I just don't believe a woman should be out there, every other word out of her mouth is the F word, and she's out there cursing just like she's a man out there. I just believe a woman should have a state of grace, a level of class to her. I believe that. I believe she should bring to the table, y'all talking about effective communication skills. You need to know how to have a conversation with someone. You need to understand part of communicating is also having good listening skills. I think a woman should bring being truthful to the table, being trustworthy, having good mental health. Y'all know how many people out there, well, since y'all asked the question about women, y'all know how many women out there that have undiagnosed mental health issues. Y'all, mental health is real. Get yourself some help and in counseling before you try to think that you are relationship material. And I think a woman has to be strong. She has to be strong. When I say strong, I don't mean physically strong, and I don't mean the dominating type strong. I mean a woman should not be the type that crumble and break down at the first sign of a problem. I just don't think that a woman should do that. I think a woman should have a level of strength where she can problem solve. That's very important. I think a woman should understand the importance of intimacy, because there is a difference between intimacy and someone just coming through at midnight and doing whatever they do in a couple hours and leave. You should not misinterpret the difference between intimacy and just plain old sex. Them two things is different, and I think a woman should be able to bring the distinction to the table. I think a woman should bring being compassionate to the table, and a woman who has learned how to compromise. It is not always your way or the highway. There is a level of compromise to a relationship. So compromise, commitment, being trustworthy, being honest. I think all of those things are very important. I think a woman should know how to keep a clean house, how to do laundry. I think a woman should know how to go in that kitchen and put something on the stove and put a meal together. I just think that. I think she should have good nurturing skills. I think she should have good social graces about her. So those are but a few things that Pastor KZ believes a woman should bring to the table. Now, I didn't mention obvious tributes such as being employed or having an income, having some type of educational background, having some means to support herself, clean, well-groomed. The way you look when you step outside, you should not look like you just rolled up out the bed. You haven't taken care of your personal hygiene, grooming skills. You don't look like you put any effort in your appearance. I do believe those things are obvious. I shouldn't have to state those things. Another thing is, like I said earlier, keep a clean living space. Again, I emphasize this. You got to be able to cook something, daughters, nieces. Y'all got to be able to go in that stove and put something together. Even if it's a basic meal of just making a pot of spaghetti or putting together a salad to go along with that spaghetti. Even if it means going in there, taking some chicken wings or some drumsticks, season it up, put it in the oven and bake it, and put you some vegetables with that and make a meal. I believe you should be able to do that. Now, I know the men. Oh, I forgot one. Someone, I just forgot. Someone mentioned in their email. It was very important, actually. A man mentioned this. Pastor KZ, I'm hooked up with a woman that don't even know how to do laundry. Ladies, you need to know how to sort the clothes. The man was telling me the woman just didn't even know the clothes. She didn't know nothing about washing. So yeah, you should know how to do laundry. Now, I know the men have other things to put that they've already put on their list, and we're going to talk a little bit about what the men say later in the week, maybe tomorrow. But ladies, are you good listeners? Are you family oriented? Are you loyal? Do you show patience? Do you show patience? Again, we're talking about relationship material, and you can't be looking for something and wanting these traits and qualities that you don't possess. Are you a kind person? Do you have good conflict resolution skills? I'm asking you because on your list of things you want a man to bring to the table, what qualities have I not mentioned that you bring to the table? On the list that you wrote last night, make another list of things now that you may have thought about since we've done today's episode that you need to add to your list. Listen, ladies, we're starting with you, but we're going to end with the men. We're going to hear what's on their list. But these are just, you asked what I think a woman should bring to a relationship today. And those are just some of my thoughts. What say you? Y'all get yourself focused so you will know and understand what's important to you. And find some balance. Some of you, you're doing too much of one thing and not enough of another. Get up and get moving. Some of you are just sitting here in a standstill. Get up. Get moving. Sitting there all day and sitting there thinking about it and saying, well, I'm just waiting on the Lord to show me. You've been waiting on the Lord to show you something 15 years and you haven't gotten up and changed. Get up. Start moving. Believe me, once you start moving around and start thinking about these things, you're going to start balancing your life, and your focus and clarity is going to be better. So you won't just be able to just sit here and make these stupid mistakes just over and over and over again, because mistakes are a part of life. But one thing, don't let the mistakes that you make be your life. Over and over again, you're doing the same thing. Now it's not a mistake. It's a way of life. Be careful with that. Y'all have a wonderful day. Don't forget, on Friday, I want you to rank all of the eyewear for the week. Again, I'm doing in-state Florida rivalries, college football. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'll see you back tomorrow.